First Timothy 2, and we'll start at verse 1. I exhort therefore that first of all, supplications, prayers, intercessions, and giving of thanks be made for all men, for kings and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. So you're not supposed to be out here living a chaotic ass life, man. You know, you're actually supposed to try to live a peaceable life, you know, and it's true, you know, and hey man, like, you know, dealing with that, you're not gonna be like one of these guys out in the world. You're not gonna have a lot of women, you know, you're not gonna have a lot of what the world calls fun. You know, you giving that up, man, you know, to have peace and quiet, man, because in this truth, you require a lot of peace and quiet. You know, you got to give heed and unto read. You got to, you know, keep up with the lessons. You know, that requires a lot of peace and quiet. That's probably, you know, that's why the Lord don't got, a lot of brothers don't have women, man. You know, you might have a woman who you deal with every so often, whatever. It's like the scriptures tell you, you know, those that have wives be as though they had none. You know, when you in this truth, man, you know, you require a lot of quiet time. And like eventually, you put the Lord first, you might lose that woman, man. That's why you got to be strong about that. She might say, well, she might decide I'm going to be wicked and take the kids. You know, because this society is ass backwards, man. You know, as a man, you got to pay to have your kids. You know, brothers that's on child support feel me. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay a woman that probably done went off on you, committed adultery on you. She dealing with another man, but she still has parts of your money. You know? Hey, this is just a personal testimony. I haven't had a tax return in like 7 to 8 years, man. You know? And that's wicked as hell because I go and work for that money. That's my blood, sweat, and tears. You know, so I do feel some type of way about it, but I deal with it. You know, I just decided that, like, hey, that's what the Lord want me to go through, so I'm going to go through it. But that don't mean I'm cool with it, man. And that don't mean that, you know, said person is getting away with that. You know? And so you might think you might get away with something for so long and think the Lord ain't tallying you up. You know, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is not mocked, man. You know, so when these guys, what's the upside down cross, I want to talk about that. That's actually, you know, St. Peter, he was crucified upside down. You know, and these, we live in a demonic society. So, you know, these people have turned the rainbow, which was a sign of, that comes from an origin of holiness, man. The upside down cross, that's how Peter was crucified. He was crucified upside down. So those things have, you know, the original meaning to those certain symbols. It doesn't come from a demonic origin. But what Esau, the so-called white man, has done, him being the devil that he is, he's turned these things from right side up and uses them, you know, in a demonic nature. He represents them in a demonic nature. You know, that's why you got Ice Spice at what was it, one of the NBA games or whatever, because I don't watch basketball, and that shit's rigged anyway. You know, but I don't watch it. But I seen the highlights, and she was, you know, holding the upside down cross. You know, and hey man, you know, all these celebrities mock Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. Kendrick Lamar's done it. Kanye's done it. You know, hey, you think the Lord ain't gonna put them to death for that? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua ain't mocked. You know, you had what's that guy name? Damn, I forget his name. I think it was Ricky. I think his name is Ricky Harris. Anyway, him and Mike Epps, they did this comedic skit where they were mocking the prophets. You know, they had a garment on and they were outside reading from the scriptures, making mockery of the work of the men of the Lord, man. And you know, Ricky Harris, like I say, I could, if I got the wrong name, Salakia, but the guy that was with Mike Epps, he was put to death, man. Like shortly after that, brother spoke on it. You know, I didn't know about it at first, you know, but I had a conversation with Elder Damasha Pot this some years ago. That's the Zaquan in Indianapolis. You know, I was talking to that brother about that. I was talking to, we was having a casual conversation. And I was like, hey, Mike Epps funny, man. And the Zaquan was like, well, I don't care for Mike Epps, and I didn't know what had happened, and he told me why, and hey, man, I looked into that, and I became aware of what had happened, and I also became aware of the judgment that came shortly after that mockery, man. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua don't play about his men. Saying that to say this: if you've decided, hey, you gonna do one of the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua wrong, you're gonna pay for that, man. Whether in the future or whatever the case may be, you're not getting away with it. That's my point. And Salakia, I hate to stutter, but sometimes you get a little overzealous, and that happens. But yeah, man, Mike Epps actually came out and apologized. When one of us when I'm pissed off, right? Somebody that pissed me off, other brothers can attest to it. And you feel like you done really been wronged, and you take it on the chin, and you tough it out or whatever, man. But when you get home, you pissed. And you put that prayer up, and you might put a curse on whoever did whatever. And you will see the Lord, and sometimes them curses get put on somebody instantly, man. So, we have spiritual power, man, on a low level. And being frank with it, the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man, hey, don't fuck with us, man. Or, hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua gonna handle it. We don't gotta do nothing. All we gotta do is put that prayer up and put that call up and let the Lord know, man, hey, we in distress, man. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, I'm upset. I'm hurt, and I handled it, and I did because ultimately you calling on the Lord, man, and not getting carnal about things. Hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua sees that, man, and he appreciates it because, you could choose to get carnal, but that ain't what the Lord want us to do, man. He want us to give it to Yahushua, want us to give it to him. That's why the scriptures talk about offending one of the men of the Lord. That's that could be very detrimental. The scriptures talk about how it'd be better that a millstone were hung upon his neck and that he would cast into the sea than that he should offend one of these little ones. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture. So, hey, man, you gotta watch how you handle the prophets, man. But yeah, man. Hey, this society, man, is not set up for us to. We not living in this society. We just getting by, man. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua helping us do that. We're thankful for that. But hey, it's like the scriptures tell you, good things are coming, and we preach that. We teach that, man. We preach that. We stand on that, man. According to prophecy, the scriptures tell you that the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom even forever and ever, man. So we got up next. Regardless and despite of what everybody else thinks, as they look at us like we ain't shit, man. If you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you're an Israelite, and you're looked down upon. And hey, Salakia, I don't got my chart. I left that at home. Trying to rush out here and get out here, but you gotta have that chart, man. Hey, Salakia, but yeah, man. Hey, we're looked at like the lowest of the low. And the Lord is getting ready to turn that around, man, completely. Like in a 360 manner. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to put us back on top. He's going to restore the nation that he always intended to rule over the whole earth. And that doesn't include everybody, man. If you know your scriptures and understand your scriptures, you'll understand that the kingdom is only for the Israelites. And when it talks about the Gentiles, it's talking about Israelite foreigners. If you know your history, we were scattered amongst all nations. So some of us are going to look like other nations, but that doesn't mean that other nations can be grafted in. Just because you've been scattered amongst these other nations, you might look like a so-called Chinese person. You might look like a so-called Ethiopian. If your forefathers' line goes back to an Israelite, man, you're an Israelite. It don't matter what you look like or what nation you're among. So don't get that wrong and misconstrue that, because that's not what that means. This truth is only for the nation of Israel, man. And you got, like I said, you got the outcasts who have been scattered across the four corners of the earth. They're Israelites too. You know what I'm saying? Just because they don't got the look, having the look, don't mean that you an Israelite. You got some chocolate Edomites out there, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be revealed in the last days. When Yahushua comes back, he's going to separate the wheat from the tares. Because you got tares amongst the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You got, say, some of these Jake women and the Israelite woman, especially the so-called black woman, man. Hey, if you got any sense, you would stay the hell away from her. They hate when brothers get with these women of the other nations. That's a sign of what's to come. Because what do you do when you conquering a people? You conquer their women. That's the first thing you do. What you think the Romans did when the Lord brought them into power? Hey man, they made them swords out of rock. They got them, which Esau's blessing is the sword. They put them swords on and they went and conquered. And what did they do after they conquered the people? They took they took the women and the children. They put the men to death, they take the women and the children. What did Esau do to us when he conquered us? The same thing. And like you see in the Django, man, you got some of them women that had some real hardcore integrity, that stood by that man, that was like, you know what, if you gonna put us to death, put us to death. But you got some of them women that said, well, I'm just gonna go and be in the house, I'm gonna lay with this man. And so man, the Israelite woman is one of the greatest enemies of the Israelite man right now. You got to realize that, man. That is your enemy. Pursuant to Micah 7:10, the Israelite woman is an enemy right now. But hey, that being said, man, shalom to you sisters who are listening and learning. Who are hey, whether you with a brother that believes or not, hey, hey, shalom to y'all, man. Because there's very few sisters who are listening and learning. It ain't a whole lot of Israelite women out there that's going to make it. A lot of these Israelite women are going to be put to death, man. Revelation 13 and 16. This is Revelation 13 and 16. He that leadeth into captivity, Salaki, that's Revelation 13 and 10. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the number of the beast or the number of his name. So, hey man, the mark, the MOTB, is the C hip. They gonna implement that, and after that happens, we up out of here, man. Once they push that chip, everything's gonna collapse very, very quickly. And all major companies who are into buying and selling, they're coming together as a conglomerate to move towards a cashless way of purchasing. We also moving towards pretty much, man, a very draconian way of living. You're not gonna be able, pretty much, when they make everything digital, you don't get to buy what you want when you want. Your purchases are gonna be watched. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be stopped from buying certain things. And if you become a part of the system, they can shut you down whenever they feel like it. Oh, you gonna protest? Well, now you can't buy nothing. We gonna shut your C-hip down. Yeah, that's over with. You gonna punish me, man, either indefinitely or for however long, like whatever the case may be. That's what that system is gonna bring. And Esau's not gonna get to the fullness of his sufficiency without being into straight. So the Lord's gonna allow this devil to get only but so far before he shuts before Yahushua come down here and shut everything down, man. and restore righteousness to the earth. But Esau's gonna get so far. You know what I'm saying? Before the Lord comes down here to make war with them, man. They gonna be scared to fight Yahweh Shai, and they still gonna fight him. Hey, that's part of the plan. But that being said, that's the MOTB, man, and it's already here. They just slowly prepping it, and they believe in something called gradualism. And if you can see the propaganda has already begun concerning the MOTB. The propaganda has already begun. They've already been, gradually grifting people into that idea of, okay, you're gonna have this, you're gonna scan to get this. And certain employers are actually, they're giving you an incentive. You might get if you take this chip, and this chip allows you to purchase things, and it allows you access in and out of the office by just a swipe of your hand. If you take it, we give you a $1,000 bonus. Hey man, and they sell it. They're gonna sell it to people under the guise of it being a futuristic advancement of mankind. But it's actually more control. It gives them more measures of control. It allows them to play God, man, which is what Esau's dream is. So I'm gonna go ahead with that, man. I'm gonna close this camp out. Hey, all praise, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. Double honors again to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well in these scriptures, man. And peace and blessings to you brothers and sisters out there. Shalom, man.